14 years, not only has Joshua Fredenburg served as an inspiration, positive example, leader, and voice of the younger generation, but many young men and women from across the country have experienced life-changing moments because of the words of this dynamic, electrifying, and powerful speaker.
My name is Joshua Fredenburg, and I'm a national speaker, best-selling author, leadership, diversity, and relationship expert, and president of the Circle of Change Leadership Conference that is on a mission to speak, empower, and most importantly, make an impact in my community, my nation, and my world.
Joshua Fredenburg is an amazing speaker, and he inspired me to be a great leader.
He definitely is the guy to come and uplift your entire school.
Feel inspired to change the world.
My journey as a national speaker, author, and leadership, relationship, and diversity expert actually began 15 years ago when I was a sophomore in college and was asked to go to a national leadership conference in Nashville, Tennessee. While I was at the conference, something absolutely incredible happened. I was minding my own business, wasn't on the phone, wasn't on the internet, and all of a sudden I got this vision of becoming a national speaker and national talk show host on a major network.
Because when you look at great leaders, when you look at people that have changed the world, when you look at leaders that we celebrate, you will find that they had this heart of service.
There was a study that I read about a couple of weeks ago. There's a best-selling author and career expert that said 1 in 10 young people have missed out on jobs because they did not take social media serious. At the time that I received this vision at the age of 19 years of age, I really wasn't sure how it was going to happen, to be quite frank. I'm a motivational speaker, national talk show host. There really wasn't no blueprint or map on how to make that happen. But within my heart, I just knew that I was called and I was destined to make an impact in the world through television and through speaking. Therefore, I was willing to have the courage and the faith to pursue it.
How do you feel about your partner having friends of the opposite sex?
Yeah, me and my dad, we get in this argument all the time because my father, I guess he's tradition, he always said, you shouldn't have friends of the opposite sex. When you get married, let them all go. And I'm like, you're not in the 21st century. There's different opinions on this. Personally, I don't believe that you should cut loose of all your friends. I don't agree with that, but I think there should be some boundaries.
After numerous challenges, obstacles, negative circumstances, and situations where I really wanted to give up, I actually began to see my dream become a reality when I had the opportunity to appear on the Wayne Brady Show and promote my first book entitled Vision, the Answer to Generations X and Y.
That's a young man that's going places. A young man going places.
Since this amazing experience on the Wayne Brady Show, not only have I wrote 4 additional books, but I've traveled to almost 43 different states, impacting the lives of student leaders all across the country. I've appeared on multiple television and radio shows. I've had the opportunity to create the first annual Circle of Change Leadership Conference that impacts students' lives and connects them with access to executives they may have never had the opportunity to meet. And I made a conscious and intentional effort to focus on 4 areas: career leadership success, relationship success, diversity success, and leadership success in the 21st century. The first thing that I think is important is developing your professional skills is just as important as a bachelor's degree. Now, again, I believe in an associate's degree, I believe in a bachelor's degree, I believe in a graduate's degree, I believe in a doctorate degree. All that is really important. It's wonderful, sounds good, all that wonderful stuff. But the reality is this: when employers are bringing you in to give you an interview or to give you a job, what they're looking for is someone who has the skill set to meet the job requirements. Some of the reasons why I have focused on career leadership success in the 21st century and created the first annual Circle of Change Leadership Conference is because, number 1, jobs are harder to come by than ever before. Number 2, the unemployment rate amongst the younger generation is staggering. Number 3, employers are not just looking for employees, they are looking for leaders of their company. Therefore, it's not enough just to have career success, but you want to have career leadership success. Leadership absolutely matters. And we know this is true because there was a study that came out just last year by the National Association of College Employers. And they found that 80% of employers stated that they look for leadership experience in the resume, which means if you're going to get the competitive edge in the 21st century, you have to have the proper leadership skills.
Values, absolutely. Values is the first one of the questions I think is very important. Do you know your partner's values? Because again, where our decisions and our behaviors are governed by our ideas and our beliefs. And no matter how much you try to hide your values, at the end of the day, your values are going to show their head. And if you're not in agreement with the values, then you're going to be very upset. If you're in agreement with the values, you're going to be very excited.
I focus my efforts on relationship success because the reality is this. People are looking for answers in their relationships, in their marriages, and in their dating life. But what's even more important is there are thousands, even hundreds of people today that are experiencing emotional and physical abuse because they have not been taught how to avoid a toxic relationship or how to establish a healthy relationship that is built to last a lifetime.
The way a man treats his mother is the way he's going to treat you. But when I went through this, because I did research, I didn't just come up with these questions. I really looked at experts in the field, and I came across a fascinating study. They said a man is more likely to be happy and treat his woman fair if they have a good relationship with the father. And a woman who I thought was going to be a mother has a better relationship with the man, communicates better, is more understanding when they have a good relationship with their father. So instead of looking at the mother, I'm curious, what's your relationship like with the father?
Interesting.
Yeah.
Well, 76 million people are in Generation Y. How would you describe this generation of people?
I would describe this generation as progressive. I would describe them as having an attitude of making an impact in the world. They're tech savvy. I would describe them as intelligent and diverse. I think they're really just changing the scope of America, changing how America is going to be within the next 10, 15, 20 plus years. Diversity is a major issue today because we still have several different problems that are transpiring in our country, in our communities, even in our corporations, because people have not fully understood how to deal with different types of people. Therefore, if we're going to evolve, if we're going to progress, if we're going to move forward as a nation, then we have to understand how to work, how to get along with people that are different from ourselves. And we know this is true because according to the Harvard Business Review, the most productive unit is a diverse unit. Therefore, as a country, if we're going to be productive, we have to understand how to work and how to lead and how to get along with people that are different from us.
The whole civil rights movement didn't just benefit African Americans, it benefited Latinos, it benefited Native Americans, Asian Americans, it benefited women. So there's benefits of what happened with the history of African Americans, and I think we'll see the same with President Obama.
We're out here at Nokia Plaza, Asha Blake, Michaela Pereira, and Joshua Fredenburg, our Obama expert, is out here with us today. That's what I'll call you, our Obama expert.
No problem with that at all. I thought the speech was absolutely wonderful. I thought his objective was to just clarify his vision for the country. If you study Obama's policies and where he's going forward, you'll notice a lot of things he said in his presentation about what he planned to do dealing with building, job creation, dealing with energy, dealing with education. And I also think he did a call to our generation. He said, we are a great country, we are a great nation, and he challenged us to become that great nation that we have been throughout centuries.
The most important issue to me is leadership and politics. And the primary reason why I feel so strongly about this is because if we're going to progress, if we're going to move forward, if we're going to see positive change, if we're going to see an impact, if we're going to leave a legacy, not only do we need effective leadership, but we need young men and women politically engaged in the process, getting out there and voting, desiring to make a positive impact in our community, our nation, and our world. When this happens, my grandchild will be better. My great-great-grandchild will be better. My great-great-great-grandchild will be better. And most importantly, we'll be able to create a legacy that benefits not only the present generation, but future generations as well. And to me, that's what's most important. There was a study dealing with Generation Y, the departure of Generation Y in 2006. And what they found was the younger generation was twice as more likely to choose parents, mentors, and coaches as their role models or leaders versus the older generation. And then when I did my study and I asked the question, out of 8 leaders, who would you most likely choose to follow? It was the community leaders, it was the teachers, it was the motivational speakers, which tells me there's something they're doing right. And what they're doing right, number one, is what I call a servant leadership model.